Alright, hello and welcome to another Flesh and Blood deck tech. We're going to be going over one of the decks talked about in my last video, Ira, Crimson Haze. This is just a very basic ninja stuff. It doesn't even have specialization, so if you wanted to play it for, you could technically use Benji, but it would work. It works best with either Ira or Katsu. I have Katsu built up for CC, so I'm wanting to do IR for this deck. So IR is a young ninja hero with 20 health, 4 intellect, just the average. But your second attack each turn gets +1 damage. And so we just want to use that in just basic ninja combo things. And it's not like second attack action card, it's just your second attack, no matter what kind of attack it is. So we're just trying to use that ability a lot. So that's when we go through the equipment, we have just the basic 2 Harmonized Skadachis for the once per turn attack for 1 resource. If you pitch a card with cost 0, or if you have a card with cost 0 in your pitch zone, they have go again, and they attack for 1, but you're able to just pitch a yellow or blue with cost 0, and then Kadachi for 1, Kadachi again, but this one will be 2 because of IR's ability. So that's just like what we use for our weapon. Then we have the new Mask of Many Faces, which really just brings a lot of the deck together. There's a fair amount of Outsiders pieces in this deck. This just allows you it makes it so much more consistent. It has the blade break on 1 defense, which is, it's okay, but it's not why we have it. But it has instant for 1 resource, destroy it, name a card, the next attack action card you play this turn gains that name, which is really important for setting up combo shenanigans. On the arms we have break scales, which is battle worn on a 1 defense on the ninja arms, so it's like better for defending the mask. It has attack reaction, destroy it. Target attack action card with combo gains +1 attack. That is pretty important for some of the cards we have because it allows us to just push through the combo damage. Then we're just running a iron rot plate because, I'm gonna be honest, it's just like the generic chess piece that I go for a lot of time because if I don't have like a specific thing I want in the deck, like if I'm not gonna use deep blue, I'm probably gonna use like deep blue and iron rot chess piece are the basic ones I use. So iron rot chess piece is just 1 blade break. I dropped the leggings. I know what card it is and have it in this deck next to me because it's my go-to leggings. So we're just gonna steal it out of this deck box. So then for legs we have Snapdragon Scalers. Can I reach that? Okay, it didn't like fall away. We have Snapdragon Scalers. Let's use the one that goes with attack, which is just destroy Snapdragon Scalers, target attack action card with cost 1 or less gains go again. It's very generic in what it does, but it works. And especially in this deck, it works well. It can just, if something doesn't have go again, you can use your attack reaction to use an attack reaction, give it go again, which is just, you set up, this is like Mask Many Faces. It just smooths out everything you want to be doing. So that is what we run for equipment in IARA. And then for the main deck, so first off we're running 5 Be Like Waters. I only have 1 blue one, is my reason for this. Be Like Waters, just a very basic 0 cost attack, so get Rikidachis go again. They block 2, the red is an attack for 3, yellow is attack for 2, blue is attack for 1, it's kind of standard for ninja. And it has go again, so it's just a standard ninja attack, but it says when this hits, you may pay 1 resource. If you do, choose Head Jab, Surging Strike, or Twin Twister. This card gains the chosen name. We're never going to choose Surging Strike. We don't have a use for Surging Strike. but we just want to set this up as just either a head jab or a twin twister. Speaking of which, we have 6 head jabs, which are just very basic. Block 2, 0 drops, they can give the Kadachis go again, attack for 3, 2, or 1, and it has go again. It's just very basic. This is one of our startup pieces. The Be Like Water can turn into either of our startup pieces. But the things, I'm actually keep the head jabs like face up so I can show easily what they build into. Because head jab, one of the cards we build into are 3 copies of 1-2 punch. So 1-2 punch is a 0 drop, block 3 though, and it has the same 3-2-1 on red, yellow, and blue. Combo, if head jab was the last attack this combat chain, this has when it hits a hero, deal 2 damage to them. So we can throw out a head jab, throw out a Be Like Water, or use our mask and get a head jab as our last attack. And then throw this out and like use our break scalers to make it have a better chance at hitting. And then they'll just take an additional 2 on top of the hit. And so that's one of the ways we go out of head jab. The other way we can go out of head jab is we have 3 copies of recoil. It's another 3-2-1 0 drop attack that blocks 3. We have 2 reds and a blue. It's 2 reds and a yellow for the head jabs. This one's combo is if head jab was the last attack this combat chain. When this hits a hero, they put a card from their hand on top of their deck. So it's just like this extra level of, because blocking 1 feels really bad, but you're gonna lose the card either way, kind of thing. So that's why I've been experimenting with more than just the reds recently in this. And then we have the next just set of cards, because that's everything that we use off head jab. But we're also running the Twin Twister line, which I really like, and I should mention, like if your opening turn is just like head jab, 1-2 punch, that's fine, because you're gonna head jab for 3, 1-2 punch will be 4 because of Ira, and 4 is just really awkward to block. It's such a good breaking point, because a lot of things block 3. The Twin Twister is a 1 drop, which is the worst part about it. It doesn't turn on our Kadachis. 2 attack, 3-2-1 for the damage across the red, yellow, and blues, and we're running all 6. But Twin Twister is choose one. Twin Twister has when this hits your next attack, this combat chain gains +1, or Twin Twister has +1. And just kind of, you start it up, and if you choose that, it stacks on with Ira's ability, so that gets really good for our 6 back heel kicks. Because if you take the Twin Twister hit, back heel kick says combo. If Twin Twister is the last attack this combat chain, back heel kick would gain attack. It gains that much attack +1. So if you take the Twin Twister hit and we chose give +1, and that's our first attack, Ira would also give +1. But for back heel kick, which we run 6 of, and it's 3-2-1, block 3, 0 drop attack, the red back heel kick can get up to 7 damage off just a Twin Twister and Ira's ability. And it's just you are now attacking for 7 if they took the 3 from Twin Twister. Or you swing for like the 1 with the blue Twin Twister, and then you're just going for 7. And then we have a line that's not related to any of the others, but it's just my favorite ninja line. It's not even the most optimized way to play, it's just how I like to, being Torrent of Tempo. Now, Torrent of Tempo is a 1 drop attack, so it also doesn't turn our Kadachis in. We have 1 more card in the deck that does not turn our Kadachis though, so we're more than often going to be able to Kadachi it in a worst case scenario thing. And if Torrent of Tempo hits, it has go again. So it has to hit for it to get go again, but since it costs 1, we can just Snapdragons it. And Snapdragon Scalers will just, boom, it has go again. but it's an attack for 3. I mean, it blocks for 3. The reds are a 5 attack and the yellows are a 4, which is just so awkward to block, and they might not want to devote 2 cards to stopping it from having go again. But after we use that, we want to go into a Rushing River. Rushing River, you have 2 yellows and 2 blues of it, and it's a 2 attack and a 1 attack that block 3 each for 0. But at combo, if Torrent Tempo was the last attack, this combat chain, Rushing River gets +1, go again, and if Rushing River hits, draw X cards, then put X cards from your hand on top of your deck in any order, or X number of attacks that have hit this combat chain. So we could reasonably, and we can make any attack into a Torrent of Tempo by just using our mask. But we could just, Kadachi, Torrent of Tempo would have +1, or Torrent of Tempo then Rush a River with +1, and then it hits and gets its ability of setting up the top card of our deck. You draw X cards and put X cards from your hand top of your deck. Any order X number of attacks that hits combat chain. I don't remember if I said that. And we have 2 of the thing that combos off of it. Break Tide. If Rushing River or Flood of Force, this was I originally ran this line without the Flood of Forces, and I kind of want to try it with it one day, but I'm a fan of how it plays right now. So, was the last attack this combat chain? Break Tide gets +3 and Dominate. And when Break Tide hits, banish top card of your deck. You may play it until the end of your next turn. If we use, let's say we pop in our mask, went in with a head jab that we made a Rushing River, we could hit them with the Break Tide for 6, because it would get the +1, 6 Dominate on a Break Tide is not bad to have. It's just this next level of you hit them, and we just try and work through the combos and push the damage for the on-hits with Ira. But for our final card, we have 1 Take the Tempo. 1 cost, 5 attack, block 3. When Take the Tempo hits, if you've hit 3 or more times this combat chain, banish the top card of your deck. It's an attack action card. You may play it until the end of your next turn. And just allows you to, it just sets you up if you can get it off. But one of my favorite parts about this deck is, since we use the Snapdragon Scalers and the mask, we could reasonably, head jab, 1-2 punch, use our mask and use our legs, so it would cost both to do this, but head jab, 1-2 punch, which would have the buff, into a Break Tide, because the legs would give it go again, the mask would give it, would make it a Rushing River, as well as a 1-2 punch. And so we could just chain together all 3 of these and go 3, 4, if it hits it deals 2 more, and then 5 Dominate. If it hits I get the top card of my deck. And it's just you just kind of want to hit them a lot. The Kadachi, even late game, just Kadachi. If all you have left in your deck is a yellow, Fatigue is not bad, because that's 3 split across 2 attacks, which is pretty good chip damage. I'm just gonna shuffle it up real quick. It's a very generic ninja build. Once again, you could play it for Katsu. Let's do a little bit of pile. This deck can fold, since it doesn't split up its attacks like a Fi does. You might get, against an old him, you might have some more difficulty getting through damage, but that's just, a lot of classes and decks just can't handle old him in any format. And, Frost might mess you up a bit, because that makes your everything just cost more. So you can't just, throw out your attack, throw out your attack, throw out your attack, throw out your attack like you want to with a ninja deck. because like all but my Katsu deck for Blitz, I mean for CC wants to just attack, 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 because that's like the new Tiger stuff from Dynasty. I'm just gonna show you how like a hand would play with the Ira deck. Let's cut the deck. We'd get blue Twin Twister, red Twin Twister. Interesting, to say the least. I would honestly think we'd just like pitch the yellow with cost 0 and Kadachi Kadachi for 3. It's a bit of a whiff because we didn't get anything that any of our pieces with combo. Let's try that again. Alright. Let's try that again. Cut the deck. Break Tide. Be like water. Break Tide. Twin Twister. We could easily just like pitch a Break Tide going with both Kadachis. Or like honestly pitch a Break Tide going with Twin Twister. Wait, no, we'd have to do it in the order of pitch the Break Tide for 2. Break our Mask. So our next attack becomes Rushing River. Then Twin Twister for 1 and give our next attack if this hits. Our next attack we gain +1, so they're going to want to block. And the Break Tide for 5 Dominate, and we get the top card, because this is now Rushing River because of the Mask. And we just have the Head Jab for next round. Like, it's not the best build you can do for IR, but it's my preferred way to play her. It's just, you hit him a couple times and just go at him. Back heel kick, torrent of tempo, back heel kick, twin twister. So we could literally just go for the generic, in all honesty, we could go for the generic, like, pitch the yellow back heel kick, Kadachi for 1, Kadachi for 2 because IR triggers on it, pitch the torrent of tempo to twin twister, and then back heel kick. If it's turn 1, we just want to spread out the damage. If it's not, we'd probably just go with the twin twister back heel kick, because we'd want to try and get as much of a damage buff onto our back heel kick as possible, because this is only 3 damage split across 2 attacks. I guess it also depends on who we're up against, but in a lot of matchups I'd prefer to do this, because we could just twin twister, choosing if they don't block, then they're getting hit for 7. If they do, it's coming in for 5 still. 5 is not a bad number to be going in for. Like a 5 and a 3 is not half bad turn, in my opinion. But that has been my Ira Crimson Haze deck. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the video or want to see me do some other specific heroes, just tell me in the comments. And thank you for watching. And please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.